right, we're back. I heard the Patton one before. I love those Pattons, man. I wish I had a set of the Pattons. I would like a cassette, like my own cassette of the Pattons. Those were some of my favorite ones. Was when we did the missives. You know that I wish I had kept all the missives. You know, they were spontaneous. All of a sudden, here it would come, and then they got to be such a big deal. I really did. I wish I had all of them. That would be extremely nice if I did. We got a lot of calls up. Let me get through these calls, and then we'll do a little bit. We'll go around the league. We got picks to do, so we got a lot more to do. I'll do calls right up to 6. Just callers today. I actually had a couple of folks that we would categorize as celebs asked to come on today, but I said we made the rules, so we're going to stick to it, that we're just doing callers today. No one who we would categorize in that as a, well-known person. We're not going to let them come on today. So we already said a no to a couple just because either they were busy yesterday or they couldn't get through or anything, but we've not let any come through the show today. Just so we could let the folks get in there, and here we go. All right, Will in West Cardwell, New Jersey. Go ahead, Will.
It's Will.
Yeah, Will, right?
Will.
Yeah, how are you, Will?
Good. Congratulations on a great career, Mike.
Thank you.
I can't say enough about how much you mean to all of us. I know you hear it all the time, but I'm 32 years old, and for my generation, we really got to benefit the most from you. Throughout my entire childhood and every part of my life, from high school, college, and to my marriage. You've always been there. You've always been the constant. So thank you for such a great career.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
The question that I have for you, actually, was I love hearing when you talk about non-sports related stuff. So I heard you yesterday talking about Kennedy and LBJ. Right. And do you really think Kennedy, after the 64 election, you don't think he would have pulled out?
Do not.
Vietnam?
It's been a great debated question, and there have been a lot of things, heavily debated. But here was my reasoning, and I would have loved to think he would, and I've seen some of his guys who are the keepers of the flame, so to speak, say that we knew he was going to pull out, and that he had said that after the 64 election, that because he did not want to seem like he was soft before 64, even though he had made the statement that if he ran against Goldwater, he wouldn't even have to leave the Rose Garden, that it would be that easy, that he would not do it until after 64, so it didn't look like he was soft, but then he would end it. Here's the reason why. Although I understand the common sense aspect of it, the guy who escalated it for everybody, for McNamara, who influenced Johnson, was General Maxwell Taylor. General Maxwell Taylor was JFK's guy. He was also Bobby's guy. Bobby named one of his sons after him. Maxwell Taylor would have still been there, and Maxwell Taylor was the biggest influence on the escalation of that war when LBJ took over than anybody. And I think he still would have been an influence, even though I really find it hard to believe that JFK would have just... I would love to think that he would have, and you had a lot of his men say he definitely would have. But we can't find any place in history where he said he would have. For sure. It was just reasoned that he was going to, and a lot of people speculate he was going to. But if you go back and see things that were written then, there's no statements along those lines. He was, though, to be fair, extremely looking for peace. He clearly was looking for peace. That's in terms of the world and the idea of not being able to annihilate each other. That was very important to him. All you got to do is go listen to the speech of June 10, 63 at American University, which is considered to be the speech that really upset the military-industrial complex so much, was that speech, which was the speech given at American University in 1963 in June, where he talks so much about, it's actually in the 13 Days movie. What you hear at the end is from that speech. Sonny in Malvern, what's up, Sonny?
Hey, Mike, I can't believe this is it. Listen, it's an honor to be on your last show. I've called a lot hopefully, I added a little bit to your show. I always, felt that I was prepared when I came on your show, because if I wasn't, you would challenge me. And I think that was the beauty of it, that you gave all the fans a voice, and that was a big part of the show. Now, my final question, Mike, to you. You're a great role model to your kids. What current athlete would you want your kids to look up to?
I would say right now, if a current one's Eli Manning. I don't think he could do better. I really don't. I think you see him handle adversity with great grace. He never throws anybody under the bus. He never blames anybody else. He always is willing to take the responsibility. That's as good as it gets. He's as good as it gets. I don't think there's any question. You've seen him this year grace through clearly a very trying time. So I would think he would be a tremendous example of that. Lisa in Whitestone. Let me get to Lisa. Lisa, how are you?
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good. How are you, dear?
I'm good, thanks. Well, first of all, this is very emotional, and because it's been countless times that the night after, let's say after a game where it's like, oh, I can't wait to hear what Mike's going to say about this play or how something turned out in a game, be the Yankees or the Giants. It was, for me, you were must-listen to radio, as how for viewers there's certain things that are must-see TV. And I have to thank you also for always just being so incredibly generous and gracious and just so incredibly nice and accommodating with your time to me every time I did call. And for me, there is a poignancy that is palpable to this day. There really is, because radio is a medium that I've always loved, and it's unique. It feels like we know you, or I know you, but I don't, even though I did see you at Radio City with my brother and at the Tillis Center, but I don't know you, and it feels as if I do know you. And I can't express to you how much you're going to be missed and how glaring the void is that you're going to be leaving with your departure, even though I know you will resurface. And it's incredibly, incredibly moving to me that you're going to not be there every day as an addition, a wonderful addition to every day. And it's just been wonderful, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you. And, you've always been there. You've been there for a long time. You've been very loyal. So I appreciate that. I've always, we don't have enough women callers. You've always been a very good one, a passionate one. So thank you for your contributions. And you know what? I'll be somewhere. I'll surface somewhere. But thanks for your participation and your loyalty through the years. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, that means the world to me. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you, Lisa. All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. 3 o'clock. Here's the Mink Man.